In a lengthy conversation that often touched on Adam Driver's concerns about current Hollywood trends, he revealed that he and Steven Soderbergh spent 2 years developing a Star Wars film that was ultimately nixed by the Walt Disney Company. "I was always interested in doing another Star Wars," said Driver, who starred as Kylo Ren in the trilogy kicked off by The Force Awakens. "I had been talking about doing another one since 2021. Kathleen Kennedy had reached out. I always said, with a great director and a great story, I'd be there in a second. I loved that character and I loved playing him." Driver says he took a concept to Soderbergh for a film that would take place after 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. That movie culminated in Ren's redemption and apparent death. Driver had undertaken the trilogy with an arc in mind for Ren that inverted the journey of Darth Vader. As the trilogy evolved, it didn't play out that way, as we know. Driver felt there was unfinished business for Kylo Ren, or as he was known before turning to the dark side, Ben Solo. Soderbergh and Rebecca Blunt outlined a story that the group then pitched to Kennedy, Lucasfilm Vice President Carrie Beck, and Lucasfilm Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni. They were interested, so the filmmakers then pulled in Scott Z. Burns to write a script. Driver calls the result one of the coolest expletive-deleted scripts I've ever been a part of. "We presented the script to Lucasfilm. They loved the idea. They totally understood our angle and why we were doing it," Driver says. "We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that. It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo. And it was really cool. But it is no more, so I can finally talk about it." Soderbergh in a statement said, "I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't get to see it." Did you hear that? It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo! They were making it! They were making a good movie! Do you know how long I have been pleading and pleading with Disney to make this movie? And it gets this far. And what happens? They take it to Bob Iger. I don't even know who Alan Bergman is. And they say no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive. And that was that. Am I going crazy? Because I seem to remember Disney resurrecting Darth Maul and Boba Fett and Ahsoka and I don't even know her name from, oh my goodness, what is her name from the prequels? She was with the dark side, and then, anyways, you know who I'm talking about. It's going to kill me to not know who. And above all of this, they brought back Palpatine, who was blown up to smithereens twice. And you know what their explanation was? You know what their explanation was for that? Somehow Palpatine returned. And Palpatine's own words, The dark side is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. I'm in actual disbelief. I am in actual disbelief that this guy could be this stupid. I cannot believe that Bob Iger would turn this down. You know what? Kathleen Kennedy, I am sorry. I am sorry that I have put all my blame on you, because it turns out you're not the problem. You're kind of the problem. Don't get me wrong. But Bob Iger is the problem. Bob Iger is the reason The Rise of Skywalker was made the way it was. Bob Iger is the reason why they churned out a movie every year and did away with any sense of goodwill that they had with fans. They started off strong, right? The Force Awakens, Rogue One, everybody was excited. I didn't love The Force Awakens, but I was excited nonetheless. But over the years, the only thing that I clung to was the idea that Ben Solo could return and reunite with Rey. Because everybody knows that Adam Driver killed it. He absolutely knocked it out of the park with a character that wasn't especially well written. I mean, I think he was pretty well written, but I can see some inconsistencies. He kind of goes back and forth. He did a great job with what little he was given. The same goes for Daisy Ridley. But here it is. We've had suspicions. We've had suspicions for years that they were actually going to do this movie. There were little hints and all this stuff. We know Adam Driver loved playing the role. He said that repeatedly. He said it here again. And here it is. They said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand it would be tricky to explain it because at the end of The Rise of Skywalker, he fades away, right? It's a pretty clear indication he's gone and dead. But I've never conceded that point because he's never even brought up the rest of the film. He's not a Force ghost. There's no mention of him. The only inkling you get of him is in the novel where it says he tells Rey, like, through the Force, I'll always be with you. And no offense, guys, but I don't go to the novels for my story. I watch the movies because the movies, to me, they're the real canon. Because the novel is a novelization of the movie. Okay, so the novel doesn't trump the movie. Me and other fans have made trailers. I've made at least one trailer. I've made at least 2 trailers of how Ben Solo, not even like how he could come back, but just a visualization of, hey, he could come back, right? I've seen so many other fans do this. They're not even playing consistently by their own rules, because if you're going to say Ben Solo, that you can't see how he was alive. Well, you know what, Bob Iger? I can't see how Palpatine is alive. I can't see how any of these other characters are alive. So there's no consistency. You have no idea what you're doing, Iger. You're a hack. You are a hack and a coward and a creative cesspool of no ideas and bad ideas. That is it. Bob Iger needs to go. He is destroying Star Wars. If you want to put all your blame on one person, it's him. Even Kathleen Kennedy can't take this because even she was interested in it. Even Kathleen Kennedy was interested in it. I don't know how you recover from this. And genuinely, over the last few years, as someone who loves the prequels, the original trilogy, and doesn't really love the sequels, but I do love 2 things. I guess 2 things, classify it this way, is Adam Driver as Ben Solo and him with Daisy Ridley as Reylo. Yeah, I'm a Ben Solo Reylo fan, hardcore. That is the only reason I come back to these films. It's the only thing I care about. I do not care anything else about about that trilogy. There's nothing else in the entire sequel trilogy worth clinging on to. Nothing. They dropped the ball with Finn. They dropped the ball with Poe. I hate what they did with Luke. I hate what they did with Leia. I hate what they did with Han. But Ben Solo was somebody I wanted to see. And man, he didn't even have but a single line uttered before he died. And he was already way better on screen than most everybody else in the entire trilogy. His scenes in The Rise of Skywalker were like some of the best in the entire trilogy. And so as I'm sitting here, I've tried to be positive. I've tried to be patient. Even though year after year, Star Wars gets worse. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. The only thing that was really stood out that was even worth was Andor. Andor, and I like Skeleton Crew. But movie-wise, I mean, they haven't dropped a movie since then. All of their ideas for movies, I mean, The Mandalorian and Grogu's dropping next year, and I couldn't give two rips about it. I couldn't care less. I will probably go see it one time. But if y'all made this Ben Solo movie, The Hunt for Ben Solo, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that exact title has been played around with many times now. I've seen titles like that all over the place. I'm pretty sure I even ran with that title myself for a fan trailer. I don't understand. I don't understand the incompetency. I don't understand what Iger, how he could possibly justify this in his mind. I mean, are we not always saying that this is the beauty of writing a fictional story? You can create a scenario. You can create solutions. I'm not saying you can't be logically, I'm not saying you have to be logically inconsistent. But what I'm saying is that at this point, the idea of resurrecting a character who died, it doesn't matter anymore. Because as soon as they brought back Palpatine and all these other characters, they've set new precedents. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they died. They can come back. I don't love that we're at that place. I don't love where we are. But this was the only thing. I mean, I would have rewatched the sequels with excitement, knowing that Ben Solo was coming back. You guys have no idea how excited I would have been to see this movie. I mean, I would have been jumping up and down in the theater like a kid. I would have seen it 10 times in the theaters. I would have been raving about it. I wouldn't be stopped talking. I wouldn't be able to stop talking about it. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely just pissed off. I'm so angry at Disney. So angry at Bob Iger. What cowardice. What absolute cowardice. It's time for this man to go. I'm so done with Bob Iger, man. The way he leads this company, the way he leads them, and then Kennedy, they all need to go. When's enough going to be enough? I mean, I don't understand. Like, if their goal is to make money, that was it. This movie was it. This movie would have blown The Mandalorian and Grogu out of the water. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I started this YouTube channel ranting about Ben Solo and how I believe that he deserved better. That was my main focus from the start, was how Ben Solo deserved better. I wanted him to have a happy ending. I wanted him to be with Rey. And you know why? It's because I didn't want a repeat of I didn't want a repeat of Anakin. I've already seen that. We've already seen that story. We don't need a repeat of it. And I know he was supposed to be like a reversal of the, Darth Vader, but I didn't want that either. I'm glad. I'm glad they redeemed him. I saw this and I could not believe it. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I feel dead inside. I feel like Raylo is dead and Ben Solo is not coming back. It's over. It's over. There's no future for these characters. Because you know what? I don't want Rey without Ben. It's not good enough. I don't want them without each other. They're better together. And Ben Solo, dude, the last real Skywalker, the hunt for Ben Solo. And it was really cool. Just the fact that Adam Driver was involved with it, the fact that he was excited about it and he was directly involved with it, that makes me more excited because Adam Driver is a guy, he gets really passionate about his projects. His dedication to his craft is just insane. It's just insane. And so for them to put this together would have been, I mean, golly, y'all. All right. I don't know what else to say. Bob Iger, you suck. You suck, man. Elon Musk was right. You suck. I have no respect for this man now. Should have left it alone. You should have. I don't understand why Bob Iger has to greenlight it. That should not be the case. Because the thing is that he greenlights, like, you greenlight The Acolyte or, Mandalorian season 3, the Han Solo movie. She won't greenlight this. There's no consistency here. All right, that's it. I'm done, y'all. I'm tired. I don't know where we go from here. I don't. I don't know. Maybe it's like Kylo Ren always said. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. It's the only way to become what we were meant to be.